Yeah, he man, you know, by the Roma drama from the you didn't talk in the room.
Good evening, everyone. Please, can you? Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, we
Yeah,
can
good
hear
evening.
you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
sir. We can hear you,
Good
sir.
evening. Okay. Okay. Uh. Okay. So, I think we all know where we stopped here. So, we are trying to round up business reconstruction and reorganization. So, in our last class, we started a question, but unfortunately, we couldn't finish it because the question was not like the question was long, but like the question was a little tricky. So I had to round up. I wanted to finish the class on that Monday. Yeah, I wanted to finish that particular question, but I had to let it go so that you guys will go and ruminate over the question. Then I would come back to it, which I expect that you guys would have done. Which I expect that you guys would have done. So I'm just here today. I'm just here today to let me go back. So I'm just here today to complete that particular question and also what's the name? Then round up the class today by the almighty grace of God. So that's why we're here today. But first of all, sorry that I didn't announce the class on time. I was indecisive if I could make it. But yeah, so that's why I didn't announce the class on time because I didn't know if I was going to be here or not. But fortunately for all of us, I had to I was able to make it for this class. Hmm. But yeah, let's start. Any other thing I want to say, I'll say it when I'm done. Okay, so let me just round up the question on time. I don't intend to spend more than 1 hour in this class just to conclude this and let everybody go their ways. You guys have another class after this, yeah? You guys have another class after this.
It has not been announced, sir. Good evening, sir. It has not been announced, sir, but case study is supposed to be 9 p.m.
The simple question: did you do case study? Yes, yes, we did. No, we didn't. Oh,
Sorry, sir, we didn't get your question.
you guys understand Spanish? I be Italian. Did you do case study yesterday?
Yes, we did.
Yes, sir, we did.
The line was breaking, so we didn't hear you properly.
Okay. Why I asked was because Mr. Kabil told me he was going to do case study yesterday, so I wanted to confirm. So it means he did yesterday and he wants to do today. I just want to know, so I'm now to round up. Anyways, I'll round up before time. Anyways, so let's get a question going. Let me ask a question first before we get into it. Okay, let me ask 2 questions. My first question is: after that Monday class, did you go back to read the question and compare it to the solution? Anybody? Did you do that? Did you just signify? Did you compare the question back with what we were solving? Did anybody do that? Just raise your hand that you signify. Anyone? Okay, I have quite a number here, even though the number is small. This is about 6 or 7 out of the whole class. It's small, but like, now let me do something. So for people that actually compare the question back to what we were solving, like what changed in class? I'm sure like maybe you weren't getting, but like what changed? I just want to know your opinion. Like, did you get clearer? Did you get more confusing? Or do you have question? I just need to know any of these 3. Mr. Maka.
Yeah, it got clearer at the point of where we computed how to apportion the remaining balance of 60,000, because when we computed the 50%, me I was thinking it's 50% on the 60,000. I didn't know it was 50% on the remaining outstanding of the unsecured, yes, on the unsecured loans. So that was what
But it got clearer, yeah?
yes, it got clearer.
Okay. Miss Favor.
Okay, sir. I think for me, it's also like the same thing. I tried to solve my own, like, because from the class I did not like take notes, so I just like tried solving it again using the statement of financial position method, and it actually got better and it got clearer as well.
That's the way it works now. That's why I mentioned you can read anyone. The statement of financial position method could work for anybody. For me, I don't want to do it because it would not work for me as a lecturer to do that. You guys will get more confused like than this one that's happening. I needed to explain it in words. So all those things I'm doing, you can just prepare a statement of financial position if you knew what you were doing or what you are doing. Sorry, just input those figures in the statement of financial position, then you are gone. You get so, but you need to be very smart to be able to properly pattern that. Mr. Ife in Alpha. If you are streaming on
got
YouTube, I'll
better
space
for
in
me.
class. If you are streaming on YouTube, I'll space in class, please. You can join. I'm with you.
I didn't have any issue.
What?
I didn't have any issue on Monday. I just went over it again and it got clear.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Star.
Good evening, sir. It was okay. Like I just checked it again, but I understand better, sir.
Okay.
I noticed that it's even I can question self.
I don't always go away from my can question. Now you guys know this deal. I don't always go
I
away
think you
from
said that you said if you want textbook in your school.
my But like, yes, now, but obviously all this textbook also now, most of their questions are I can question. Either the question copied I can or I can copy the question. And I can copy the textbook. They just change structure. Me, I don't know if it's inside ICANN Pathfinder. If I knew, I would have told you. But I honestly didn't know. So I
All
just
right, sir.
picked it. I knew that either the book was from the book copy. See, let me tell you the deal where it's coming from. That book, there are some details I don't want to give here, but like that book is linked to ACCA. Yes, because it's a library from a school that is not in Nigeria. So that's where I picked the textbook from that library. So obviously it's to prepare for ACCA. So most likely that question will be from ACCA. I can pick from ACCA. So that's the linkage. So most likely you find it there. Anyways, for people that went through and for people that checked, thank you very much. I've heard the fact that I got clear. It's still the same thing I was saying in the last class. This thing is actually not particularly hard. It's just a little technical. A student asked me a particular question. I feel like majority of you might be in that same shoes. The question that the student asked me was, why am I calculating the amount that the bank will receive? Shebi is Wheels Limited that is getting liquidated. Why am I not calculating the amount for them? Why am I calculating the amount for that the bank will receive? Now, the answer to that is, don't get it twisted. If you are calculating the amount deserving, the amount that Wheels Limited, that is you doing business valuation. You are not doing business valuation. What we are doing is business reconstruction and reorganization. So what it simply means is, automatically means that the story behind that particular question is, you are owing this particular bank money, and the bank, this particular bank also has two types of money to collect from you: an overdraft of 45 and also on your freehold property. But the question is, or the problem is, you don't just sell all your assets and remove 45 for 15, that's 60. You don't just sell all your assets and remove 60 and give to the bank. It doesn't work like that. Even in a real life scenario, it doesn't work like that. If you got, okay, maybe if anybody has been in a liquidated company, or a company that is, okay, selling off is even different. A company that is getting liquidated, hey, so if you've ever been in a company that is getting liquidated, you would understand this thing I'm saying. Because the story behind this particular question got difficult from the fact that there are some liabilities that needed or that needs to be settled first. That's where the question got confusing, because I could as well just removed, like somebody said in class, that the freehold property I sold it for, I think 65. I could as well just remove the old money I'm owing the bank, take your 60, I mean 60, and I move on with my life. But it doesn't work like that. Just select the people that get paid first. I'm saying this for the purpose of exam. Don't just remove it. So what you do is, the first step you do is calculate all the total income. Look at the total income that they generate. Asset is never a problem. Calculate the total amount that they generate. Then when you are doing the payment, the particular payment, please, when you come to the liability part, take note of the question. Are you listening? Take note of the question. If there is a loan note, the loan note is not listen, the particular loan note that I charged first, it does not mean they are the preferential creditors. They are not. You get it? That 60, that I think it was 65 minus 50. Yeah, that 50 million of loan notes is not because they are the best, they are the first creditors that will pay. That secured creditors, I explained to you in the last class that it could either come first or second. I kept it first because regardless of wherever I put it, that's the first money that will go out. Yes, now. And it's the first money that will go out because, first of all, freehold property is the first asset that we are selling according to that list. I don't take into financial position now. Freehold property was first. So the assumption is that freehold property is the one that we will sell first. And if you sell the freehold property first, is also believing that that particular loan note was used to charge or was used to channel that particular freehold property. So something that you bought 65 million, you use 50 million to pay, to use 50 million as loan to buy it. Obviously, that's a secured investment, and that's the first one that you pay first, regardless of whichever one. And somebody made it. So you guys also asked me a question in class last week that on Monday that what if there was loss on the field property? I told you that examiner will tell you what to do moving forward from there. But for this particular question, examiner said it was made, they made profit. And in real situation, would they actually make loss? But if they do, assuming they do, is the question that now determines what they do afterward. Now, field property has gone now. What I now did in the solution was calculated, okay, what's the total money that they are owing first? This thing is just, it's simple, honestly. You just need to wrap your head around it. The next thing I did, okay, how much are they owing? All the creditors, depending on who they are paying first. So according to the question, they are paying the bank, they are owing the bank 15 million based on 60 minus 50 minus 65 now. So they are owing the bank 15 million. They are owing their preferential creditors, owing what are they owing again? The payables and all those things. So I calculated all those things together. Let me share my screen so that you guys will see what I'm saying. Please, since Monday, we have not looked at that question back and compared to what we are solving. You are really on your own, and I don't think I can help you because it's still is when please, for people streaming on YouTube, please have space in class. If you are streaming on YouTube, have space in class, please. So as I was saying, if you have not checked that to you are on your own because at the end of the day, even this class would still not be of benefit to you. You can as well just close it and go and sleep. Yes, now you can as well just close it and go and sleep so that you don't waste because you will still not understand what we are doing here. So it's better if you had looked at it. Sorry, I don't know what closed all these files on my laptop. What's the name of the stuff? In working note, Abby? Okay, let me look at it from your working notes here. So let's see working notes. Okay. Okay, so this is it here, yeah? So these are all the total money that's coming in. These are all the liabilities we have. The first one was a secured loan note of 50,000. So we paid it out of the 6,500. We had 15,000 naira left. These are preferential creditors. Now, what I now did was I now calculated the total amount of money that we have at the moment, which is the plant of 21,000, this same plant that is here, 21,000, the inventory of 40,000, receivable 26,000. I cannot add 65 of freehold property now because I already paid 50 out of it. So it's 15 that I have left for me. So the total money I'm having from freehold property. The total money I'm having from freehold property. Now, assuming that I want to pay my first important liability, which is the preferential creditors, 102 minus 27. These are the preferential creditors. So I have 75,000 naira left. Now, let me bust your head or let me tell you something. You see these two lines that I did, these available funds and payment of preferential creditors. It's not compulsory you show it. It's not. I was just showing it for knowledge's sake. It's not compulsory you show it. If this is what is getting you confusing, if this is what is getting you confused, you don't need to show it. I'm just basically showing it so that you guys understand where I'm coming from. Now, honestly, you don't need to show it. So you could write this first, write this second. You can leave all this on. You can still show it if it's still clear. So I said that you pay preferential creditors 75 because this 75,000. I don't think we later used it anywhere now. We did not use it anywhere.
Sorry, sir. Are you showing your screen? Are you
Yes.
So you
sharing?
can't see me.
Okay.
We can see the screen.
It's old age. You should be able to see now.
Yes, sir.
I forgot
We
to
were assuming as you were describing it.
click. So this is what I was saying. So these are the total assets, then the liabilities right here. So I was saying that this particular line of available funds at the moment, this one I showed, where I calculated all the total money that's coming in of 102, you don't need to show it. Paying preferential creditors, you don't need to show it. Because we later paid the preferential creditors later here now. I later showed that they were paid here. But like the thing is, this is just for working sake. You don't necessarily need to show it. So these two lines can go. The two informations are not needed. Yeah. Do you understand? So, but let's still continue. Then I came here and say, okay, what is the amount that Scotland Bank will receive, which is what the question says. So this is the first amount they are receiving, which is the 15,000. That is the second charge on the freehold property. That one is gone. Now the second, let's not calculate the second money that they would collect. This total realization from freehold property. Now, this particular 87 realization from freehold property of 87,000 is different from this 102,000. Can somebody tell me why it's different from it? This 102,000 here is different from this 87,000. Why is it different? Just answer. You don't need to raise your hand.
Because it had the balance of 15,000 from
because of the balance.
So the other
now,
one,
this one that I showed here, just for working sake, included that 15,000 of freehold property. But here now is based on the assumption that we have paid that 15,000. You can see, let me bold in it so that you guys see it very well. It's based on the assumption that we have paid that 15,000. So the total money we have on hand cannot be 102 again now. If you had 102 before, you paid 15,000 of freehold property. It would not remain, or if you guys wanted to make another better sense, what you can do is right from top of here, like I said, this particular info, we did not use these two figures anywhere else now. We didn't. So if you want this to make better sense for your own understanding, right from this top here, you can remove freehold property. Do you get what I'm saying? Right from this top here, you can remove freehold property. You can remove that 15,000, sorry. So instead of, so you can come here and say, then pay freehold property of 15,000. You can remove it from here. Or just don't include it in this one so that you have 80, so that you have this particular 87,000 right from this particular top. You can do it that way either. But I just wanted to show it and say, okay, let's calculate total money here first. Then let's assume we have paid here. So here we have paid 15,000, it remains 87,000. Then I pay my professional creditors, remaining 60,000. When it remains 60,000, I came here, then I calculated all total money I have to pay. Now, the total money I have to pay is supposed to be 170 plus 30,000. This 30,000 is from the overdraft. It's from overdraft of the overdraft I'm owing the bank. The assumption is because I was owing the bank 45,000 from their overdraft before. Now I've paid 15. Still the same 15 now. So it's remaining 30,000. That's the belief. But this particular one, this 27,000 that is here, is coming from this 27,000 as a result of that question. Because the question says that this 117 is inclusive. Read the question. Is inclusive of sundry payables. You read the question. It said that this 117 is inclusive of 27,000 of sundry payables. That's what I removed there. That's basically what I removed there. So immediately I removed this 27,000, I had 90,000 plus this 30,000 of the bank that is left. It was 45, I paid 15. It's remaining 30. So it's remaining 30 out of the overdraft. So that's the total money that is left. Now, the problem now that is now left now is this particular 120,000. This is the problem. I'm owing 120,000. Then what I have on my hand is 60,000. Now, what I told you guys is, because you have paid all the important people now, I've paid my preferential creditors, the secured ones. I've settled the secured ones, which is this particular loan note. I've settled them also. Now, the third type of liability people, they are the ones that they get something from the money, not their total money. If you notice the rest, they got their total money. Preferential creditors got their total money of 27,000. Secured creditors got their total money of how much? Of 50,000. Now this last set don't get their total money, because if I had enough, if I had 120,000 left, fine, they can get all their total money, but I don't, and in most cases you wouldn't. So I just have 60,000 to pay 120,000. What would I now do? Since there is nobody that is higher than anybody, say you are higher than you are higher than you, I will share the money accordingly for all of them. Now it's basic. Very, very basic. If you owe me, owe you, you can't pay everybody, and they all understand that, okay, you are liquidating. You pay all of them half grade is better than none. So that's why I divided this 120 by 60, so that all of them get half of it. So what it means is, inside this 117, so instead of this 90,000, So if you do 90,000 divided by 50, so it means that these unsecured creditors, these guys, they get 45,000 as well. That's the meaning now. It means these guys, because their money was 90,000 after you subtract the 27 from this, so their money is 90,000. 50% of it is what they are getting. So it means they are getting 45. Bank that you are owing 30, it means that they are also getting 50%, which is also 15,000. And if they get 15,000 now, they already got 15,000 before. Alone, how much did they now collect all together?
30,000.
30,000 now. It's actually very easy. They collect 30,000 altogether. You know, pass like that. You just need to be very careful when it comes to that liability part, when it comes to liquidation. I mentioned it in my last class. The way it's looking like you cannot run away from business reconstruction. It's looking like I cannot run away from it because it does that number one question. It was the number one question last diet. Nobody knows what I can wants to do this diet. It was the number one question last diet. So please, you need to be very careful. I've done, you guys, I don't know where my video questions are. Let me see if I have them here. I think I showed you guys in our last class now. So I've been able to add, I think I added about two or three more business reconstruction question to the revision question. I think this is NPV, this investment appraisal. Yes, I think this is a reconstruction question. So I've been able to add another, like about 2 reconstruction questions to the question. So please, like, you cannot run away from it. So you guys need to understand it by force by fire is what I'm saying. So that's that for that. Then for this other one of them buying, this one is even very easy. They said they will pay 80% of the balance due, but they will have to wait 1 year. Now, what the second one is saying is that, okay, an England offer, like another company is now saying, come, let's buy you off. But if we buy you off, this particular bank that you are owing how much, you're owing this bank 45, is in the question. Somebody asked me in this question in the last class that, how would I know that what I'm owing the bank is 45? Because it's written in the question. Say bank overdraft, 45. So you know that's the amount you are owing the bank. That's the only thing that the bank needs to collect. If you are not liquidating, that's the only money you are paying the bank. If you were not liquidating, 45,000 is the only money you are paying the bank. Obviously, now later 15 to now from the freehold property. Yes, but like that one is on that one. Listen to me. Let me explain the difference between that freehold property and this overdraft for you. That freehold property, you are only paying the bank if you end up selling it. You are only paying the bank if you end up selling that freehold property. So if you are not liquidating and you have no reason to sell that freehold property, the bank gets nothing from it. So it's not something that you will say is part of the money that they are receiving, because it's not a money that you literally borrowed from them. They are just second in line to payment. Nobody understands the transaction that happened between them. Nobody understands the transaction that happened between them. But fine, if you don't end up selling that particular freehold property, they don't get anything from it. But for this other one, it's money that you went by yourself and collected. So it's money that you are owing them, which is 45,000. And the question says that they will receive 80 of the balance, but they will receive it in 1 year time. So if the balance is 45,000, 80% is 36 now. But 36,000 is, you need to bring this 36,000 to this value. Let's know this particular 36,000 value into this value. So the present value is 36,1.15. You gave me 31,003. So it means that they are collecting 31,003. So what it means is, if this particular bank wants to collect their money today, that is if you want them to liquidate, if you want any offer that the bank takes, okay, we want liquidation, we want our money today, the bank will go for this offer of collecting 30,000. Don't forget, it's the bank that is deciding all these things. It's the bank that will decide, okay, you guys liquidate so that we'll get our money now. Or say, okay, let's allow England to take over so that we would receive our own 31,000. Although I'll have to wait. I'll wait 1 year for me to receive 31,304. But this last one, they are saying that, okay, come, we can restructure, we can reorganize. We'll give our existing shareholders more shares. We'll give them more value for the shares. Anybody that buys 2 shares, we'll give them 5 shares. Do you understand? Anybody that buys 2 shares, we'll give them 5 shares. So what we now did was, so let's calculate it. We now calculate for existing shareholders by doing 2/5 times 50,000 shares. That's the amount of shares that they are giving out. So it means that they are now there are 20 new shares that they obviously issued. The new issue is to generate money in our accountant. The new issue of these shares is to generate more funds. So what automatically means is they are generating new, don't forget that this is a million, they are generating new 20 million from the existing shareholders. That's the meaning. Now they now told the bank that, okay, we will give you your money, your overdraft of 45,000. But what we will do is we would also give you 10,000 shares for half of the overdraft. We'll give you 10,000 shares for half of the overdraft. So you eliminate half of the overdraft, half of the 45. So you give them half. That's 22,500. So it means that the money that is left that I'm owing you now is 22,500. That's the assumption. That's the belief. So that's what is left with 22,500. They now said that the existing shareholders now said, okay, come. We'll also buy 30,000 new shares. That's the meaning. That's what they said. That we'll now also buy 30,000 new shares, but we'll pay cash. But this money, use it to settle the balance of the overdraft. Use whatever is use out of this money, use it to settle so that you know you are not owing the bank again. That's what they did. So that's the 30,000 new shares. So we settle the balance of 22,500. I think this was where we stopped in the last class. Before I take question, please let's finish. Let's solve this question. Let's finish solving once and for all, so that I take all questions together. So you guys can go and prepare for your case study class. If that's fine, yeah. So you know said that. So this is the total money. So we said that they are going to take 22,500 from cash. So the total money to the bank is this plus this. Now, this is not all that we'll calculate. Don't forget that in some of the questions, yeah, in some of the questions, this particular, how would I explain this part now? These 10,000 shares, Emagbo, listen, no. These 10,000 shares that they are giving the bank, these 10,000 shares that they are giving the bank. Fine, I know that is particular. I know that is 1 naira. I know that is 1 naira, yeah. But the problem is, these 10,000 shares of 1 naira is not after they have reconstructed, though. Listen to this part I'm explaining. These are things you'll be looking at in exam. This particular 10,000 is 10,000 that they are giving them now. That, okay, we'll give you 10,000. It's not after they've reconstructed. Now, the whole idea is that, listen, we need to think. The whole idea is that we are going to reestablish this organization. The organization was already failing. Organization that is failing, if they give you 10,000 shares, will you take? You wouldn't now. So the belief that this bank is saying is, okay, it's after you guys have reestablished and you are booming, then we'll take 10,000 shares from you. Is that part clear? Let me explain again. What I'm saying is, this particular 10,000 shares that they are offering the bank now, that the bank is accepting, it's not as if they are collecting it now. You would not collect that type of share now for a bank that is inside financial mess. Nobody will take that 10,000 shares from you. So the belief is that it is after you have reconstructed, you are making money, that would accept this particular 10,000 shares from you. Now, you cannot just stop here because you don't know the value of these 10,000 shares after they have reconstructed. Let me explain like this. The way this bank is, based on this particular, the way this Wheels Limited is, the story, I've explained the story to you. What they are telling this bank now is, come, don't let us shut down. Don't let us sell this to another company. Would refurbish, would change some things, and we'll start making money back. And the bank is like, okay, what's your plan? They first explain these shareholders that this one will give them 20 million naira new share, 20 million naira in value. They now said that, okay, now we already have new source of income. Don't forget that all their other source of revenues are still there. I mean, from their food property to their receivables, they are not selling those ones, so they are still there. So now they now have extra 20 million naira income. Now the only money they have to pay now is for the bank. That's the only liability. And all those sundry payables, they are not they are not related to this question, because the question is not calculate how much sundry receivables is supposed to collect. The question is how much the bank would collect. So those sundry payables will still be in our balance sheet regardless. But total money now that is the problem now is this 45,000. So that's the money that I have to pay now. Since I'm not liquidating, I don't have potential creditors or anything now. It's just this bank that is my problem. I'll not tell the bank that, okay, since I want to pay now, I'll give you 10,000 value, 10,000 of my shares to cancel half of your overdraft, which makes sense. But the problem is, from the bank perspective, they would not take this kind of offer now, because the agreement is that you cannot give me 10,000 shares of a bank of a company you don't know what you are going to do with. You're just saying all these things with mouth. I would have saved these 10,000 shares when you start booming. I will save these 10,000 shares after when you start booming. So now what the bank will now do is the bank will now go ahead and calculate this value of the 10,000 shares after reconstruction. They would not accept this particular 10,000 shares now. So they need to now calculate the value of these 10,000 shares after reconstruction. All of them, all the values of the shares after reconstruction. So this is what you now do next. You already know how much the bank ends up with here, plus 10,000 shares worth 10,000, Abi. You will now come here, you now say value. Please, this value of shares after reconstruction is every step you take in every question. If you have a question that they are doing shares for shares like this, you always calculate value after reconstruction. Please put that in your left hand. You always calculate value after reconstruction, because nobody will take this value of these shares from you. Nobody. Even the shareholders that they are buying these particular shares also, they would not buy these shares. Don't even understand this story. They would not buy these shares like this. They will buy these shares after reconstructions. The thing is, yes, they can give you a real that is in practical that's in practical terms, anyways. You need the assumption is that they would have calculated. In real life scenario, you have pay now. Don't even make sense. In real life, I'm talking about these existing shareholders now. In real life scenario, you've bought the shares. This is the money I want to use to do the business now. So you need to give me the money before I start reconstructing. That's in real life scenario. But on paper term, the belief is that the assumption is that these guys will pay, they will calculate what I'm about to calculate first before going into the business. That's why you have financial managers. That's the belief that they will calculate what I'm about to calculate first before going into the business. So you say that's the value of shares after reconstruction. The value of shares after reconstruction. So let's start from the profit now. So after they reconstruct, what's the profit that they would make is in the question. They say profit after reconstruction. What's the profit that they will make after reconstruction? Yeah, somebody. Anybody.
40,500,000 per annum.
So they are about to make 40,500 per annum. Like this, are we? What is their now? This is the value of what they are about to make. Now let's calculate, let's determine the amount that they will pay out as dividend. If you make this profit, how much are they paying out as dividend? So you now say payout. You say payout ratio equals to what's the ratio of their dividend that I don't want to pay out?
1/6.
Eh?
2/3. 2/3.
Okay, 2/3.
2/3.
Oh. Yeah, this we're not going to see 10. So the ratio of dividend they want to pay out is 2/3. So they said they will pay out 2. So they will pay out the meaning is they will pay out two-folds. You make 40,500. It means that you pay two-folds of this exact money now. That's the meaning. Times 45,000. So how much am I paying out as dividend?
27,000.
27,000, Abi. 27,000. So now I already know the amount I'm paying out as dividend. Now this is what you will now do. You will now come here. You will now say, okay, let's now calculate this total. Let's now calculate total amount of shares I have. So you now say, so you already know amount. You now say number of shares after reconstruction. What's the first one? Old shares exchange, Abby. So you say old shares exchange. What's the that's how many shares? The old shares are how many shares? Yeah.
50,000 shares.
50 million shares.
No. The new one now. These are the ones that you exchange
20,
them.
20.
You exchange them for 20,000 shares now. You say 20,000 shares. Issue for bank. Issued to bank. How much were you issued to bank? How much shares did you issue to bank?
10,000.
So you issued 10,000 shares to bank.
No shares.
How many did you?
Sir.
How many did you
Sorry,
issue
sir.
to? How many did you issue for cash to shareholders? How many did you issue for cash?
30,000. 30,000.
30,000.
20,000.
Is it 20? I'll be 30.
30,000.
30,000.
So you issued 30,000 to for cash. So what's it? So that's how many? That's what in total. So that's how many total shares in total? How many shares?
60. 60.
You know, say total shares. That's 60,000 shares. What am I trying to calculate? I'm trying to calculate the DPS. Is what I'm trying to calculate. I already know my dividend I'm paying out as 27,000. I just want to know my dividend per share. Is what I'm about to calculate. So you now come and say dividend per share equals to. Because I'll take all your questions. I'm coming. So you now say dividend per share now is equals to what now? Okay, what's my variables of my what divided by what?
27,000 divided by
60,000.
You are saying 27,000
divided by 60,000.
divided by 60,000 shares.
0.45.
So I have
45 kobo.
So I have 0.45 plus 45 kobo. Now I have this now. So let's now still calculate. Next thing you still now calculate is you calculate your VPS. You will see where this is leading to. You will see where it's leading to. It's just that so you see the total money at the end of the day. Don't forget, we are just trying to calculate the value of 10,000. That's all this problem that we are doing. No? What calculate the value of that 10,000 shares that the bank is for the bank. If the question says that how much will the existing shareholders collect, you go and calculate the value per share based on. I will take questions. I'm coming. You don't need to be raising up your hand several times. As you are doing, it's doing top and that top is entering my head. Once you raise up your hand once, it's fine. Once I'm done, I'll come to you. As I was saying, if the question was how much the shareholders would collect, hey, you know you are calculating value per share based on this 20,000 shares. But we're trying to calculate the value based on this 10,000 shares. So that's the one we face. Because the question is, please don't deviate from the question. The question is how much Scotland Bank would collect. That's the question. So now that we've gotten our dividend per share now, we now need to get our value per share. That is the value of this, the value per share. Now do you get value per share? So you now say VPS. What's the formula for VPS? What's the value for VPS?
Profit after tax over
money.
number of analysis.
Is your DPS, that is your dividend per share, over your rate of return.
Yes.
Your DPS over your rate of return. So this is a DPD, right? DPS over your rate of return. So you come here, now say, what's our DPS? That's 0.45. That's 0.45 divided by what? Divided by what?
15.
15%.
Divided by 0.15. Do I have?
3.
So that's 3 naira per share. And then we have 3 naira per share now. So we already know the value of that share now. So it means that the value of that share after they reconstruct, value that, let's here check what I was saying now. So see now, imagine this bank, you are a financial manager. These are the ways you are supposed to be thinking. Imagine this bank say, okay, we believe in you. Don't worry, we'll take it now. We will not calculate after you reconstruct. It means they are supposed to make 10 million. It means they will collect 10 million naira. I mean, yes, 10,000 because they will multiply by the current rate now. That amount as at that time is 1 naira now. But the value after they reconstruct now, that value of that share now has now increased to 3 naira per share instead of that 1 naira. So it means that after they reconstruct, the value of that share will now be worth 3 naira per share. So it means that instead of them collecting 10,000, they will collect about 30,000 on these shares now, Abi? Yes or yes?
Yes, sir.
So that's the meaning now. So you now say, now that you've calculated the new value of the shares, you can now as well come here and say, you now say total to bank in reorganization or after reorganization. Say total to bank after reorganization. Available on Friday. Okay. Say total to bank after reorganization equals to, so you say a cash of how much? Cash of how much?
15,000.
22,500.
15,000. Okay. Cash of 22,500 is here now.
22,500.
Collecting cash of 22,500 and also plus what now? Plus there's no more 10,000. There's not how much now?
30,000.
Plus 30,000.
30,000.
Plus 30,000 shares. What? That's how much now?
52,500.
That's 52,500.
55,500.
That's 52,500, not 55. That's 52,500. So I'll see the question. Hold on. You now come here and say, you now say summary of amount. Please, whenever you have a question, listen to me. Whenever you have a question that you're supposed to compare maybe 3 different methods, please always come and have a summary. And that summary should be in your face of your work, not in your working notes. Please, it should be in the face of your book. Always have a summary when you are comparing 3 different, because you've gotten 3 different answers now. So you need to compare the answers. Don't forget that it's an option. The bank cannot go for the 3 of them. The bank will have to select one, and they cannot go for the 3 of them. So they have to select one. So that's a summary of amounts to be received by Scotland Bank. So you say, if you take up the first offer of liquidation, how much will they get? How much will they get?
30,000.
They will get 30,000 naira. But the only thing is, this 30,000 naira, they will get it now. They will get it now, because it's liquidated. And so they will get it now. But if they decide to go for the other option of, say, you decide to take England Limited offer, let's take EL offer, they will get what? How much will they get? I think 31,000. How much now?
31.
31,3 of
31,000.
So they'll get
2,434.
31,304. But
Okay.
when?
Now.
In 8 times.
In 1 year, no. In 1 year time, that's when
In
they'll get
8 times, sir.
So they'll get it in 1 year time. But besides to take up the last one of reorganization. Reorganization. We are
So I thought
unmuted.
it's 36,000 they are collecting in 1 year's time.
Where is that written? It's collecting 36,000 in year one. That is, this 36,000 is in this 36,000 is now that they will collect this 36,000 now. But the problem is, this is present value now. But the thing is, this 36,000 that they will collect, it's 36,000 they will collect in 1 year time. Fine, but you need to know the value of 36,000 in 1 year time as of today now.
You said that the 31,000 is to be collected in 1 year's time. It's to be collected now.
Which 31,000?
The
They're not collecting
31,304.
31,000 now. The question says that they will pay them, but they will pay them in 1 year. In year one, that's the question. Look, the question. This is it I wrote here now. They will receive 80%, but they will pay them 1 year later. What they will pay them 1 year later in monetary term. If you want to pay somebody 1,000 naira next year, the person can say, okay, fine, pay me 1,000 naira next year. You pay the person 1,000 naira when it comes to 2026. But a smart person that wants to calculate the value of money would bring that 1,000 naira to today's value. It does not mean the person is collecting that 1,000 naira today now. If the person brings the 1,000 naira to today's value, it can be 800. Does that mean it's collecting 800 today?
Okay.
What is still collecting in 2026 is still 1,000. But the value of that 1,000, for the value of the value that 1,000 will be able to buy in 2026. Please, your microphone, please. The value that 1,000 I would be able to buy in 2026 will be worth 800, not 1,000. So approximately, literally, he's still collecting 800 in 2026, not 1,000. But what you give the person is 1,000 naira notes. What you give the person in 2026, they come maybe 1 year, say come October 20, 2026. What you give the person is 1,000 naira. Like this, that they draw that here, you give them a 1,000 in 2026. But the value of what that 1,000 I will be able to buy will be 800 naira in 2020. But still that 1,000 naira will collect. That's what we did there. So in the next year, what this particular bank will collect is 36,000 naira in year one in next year. But the value of this 36,000 naira that same year will not be 31,304. But the cash that you count for them and give them will be 36,000. But what they will be able to spend with it, the spending rate of what they will be able to buy with it will be 31,304. If that's clear. So reorganization now. So how much do they collect with reorganization? So they would collect how much?
52,500.
They will collect their 52,500. They will collect it now. So they collect now, which is they collect in cash. They collect now in cash of 22,000 of 22,500 plus what? Plus
30,000
plus 30,000
shares.
plus 30,000 shares what? The 20,000 shares what? I'm not done. Now let's I'm actually done, but let me answer. I think there's a B part. Let me answer all together so that I get all my questions together. Sorry, please. So I think the second one says we should calculate the financial merit, Abi. That is, which one should they go for? Which one should they go for? Like, which one should the bank go for? Which one would you advise? Now, let me tell you something. In a situation where examiner did not even tell you, please always do this. I'm begging you. In every scenario, when you have three things to compare, you cannot sit on the fence. You must always select one. Examiner Tokamo, examiner said it, he did not say it too. Once you have 2-3 things to compare, these are places where students lose mark. Please. If examiner said you must always select one. Once you are given 2 or 3 things to compare and choose, you need to choose one. the one that you would go for among them. You need to select one. So in this particular situation, we have three options. You have three options. You have three options. So that is why we always need to select one. So now we have options of, now let me ask the class, according to you now, based on just this one, which one will you go for?
Reorganization.
Reorganization.
Liquidation, sir.
Good. Why do you want to go for, because I said liquidation, why do you want to go for liquidation?
Because I'm starting off receiving my money. The reorganization is still 50-50. I don't know if they will make that profit that they estimated. Well, liquidation, I can get that 31 million.
You can get back that 30,000 now. Why don't you want to wait?
Yeah,
till
so
1
yes,
year?
30,000.
Why don't you want to wait for 1 year and get 31,304?
Because of the time value of money, sir.
But the 31,304, this is the exact amount now. The time value of money. It was 36,000, but we accounting the time value of money is what made it 31,000. Why don't you want to wait for 1 year and get 31,304?
So he may wait and may not get it because it may not be certain that that money must be gotten. Something may change.
Nothing will change. It's not nothing will change. Based on the assumption, please. Based on the assumption, nothing will change. Everything will remain constant. Agreement is agreement. Now I ask this question because there is no exact answer. Yes. Examiner does not expect you to say examiner does not have a correct answer that this is the one it should be. This is where you now get to your own financial experts. Which one you would select is based on. Normally, the bank can pick anyone depending on what they are looking for. If the bank wants immediate money, that I want my money now, they go for liquidation. But because it's a bank, normally bank don't exactly have too much to lose. They can say, okay, let me still gamble. Since I will get 52,500, that's a lot of money. That's almost times 2 of what I will get now. Let me gamble on their reconstruction. If the plan makes sense. Let me go. The one that I know that they will most likely not go for is this England limited offer. But do you now know that comparing this liquidation and England limited offer, comparing them in the long run, they will go for just these two. I'm not talking about, I've removed the organization from the picture now. Comparing just these two now, liquidation and EA offer. In the long run, they will go for this England limited offer. In the long run. Why? Because in 1 year, I'll get 31,304, fine. But I'm still not losing, I'm not losing my customer. England Limited that is taking over, what's the probability that we will not do business together later? Do you get? You just you talk to them and still retain your client and still retain them, okay, in case of another time. But if you tell them by force, I go and liquidate now, you don't even have any prospect of any potential client. Because it does not mean England Limited is coming. Do you know that the fact that you even tell them that, okay, fine, I'll accept 80% now. So I'll accept 80%, and also 1 year is fine. We should, as a bank, as if you not show them that condition, but I will retain you as my client. It works for them, fine. Why not? I needed the bank in Nigeria. Don't forget that I needed the bank there now. So you retain them as your client. So in the long run, it makes sense to take without reorganization, though. Because if this reorganization was actually achieved, it also makes sense on the long run. Because they have reorganized, you get more money, you still retain your clients. Exactly. But if the organization was
And there
not,
may be a tendency that the value of the shares will go up in future too as well.
there's also that too. These 30,000 shares, if they keep making this exact profit that they make in the long run, yes, the share price could also go up, which gives you more money, So those are the things that we'll just put it in our B part by saying that. So we'll just say financial advantage from the bank's point of you. So let's start from the first one now. So you say number one. You say number one, liquidation. You say liquidation, which gives you a 30,000, sorry. It gives you a 30,000 cash. Gives you 30,000 immediate cash. Immediate cash. It is certain. You know, say this is certain, but the lowest. Number two, the EL offer. Let me be this again. So the EL offer, which is, you know, say, which is a PV of 31,304. 31,304 for total value. You see, you know, say this is significantly higher. Abi, this is significantly higher, but still depends on US Limited achieving depends on which they're achieving. Sorry, I don't the right rubbish. This is supposed to be for the last one. They're achieving, I wanted to achieving profit, but that's on the reorganization. So you say this is significantly higher. Okay, so this one is to liquidation. Sorry, so this is significantly higher compared to liquidation. Only higher compared to liquidation, but delayed. Can somebody tell me about delayed payment? Can somebody tell me another risk that is related to this thing apart from delayed payment?
The bank can change their mind not to offer them that money anymore.
The bank,
Inflation can affect the value
Why
of
would
the
they say the money? But time value of money can affect it too.
don't say time value of money. This is the time value of money. This PV now. This is the time value of money already. It's 36,000, but this is the time value of money now. So I don't think it can affect it any further. They already calculated it with time value of money. Now I will join the two other answers together, which is the bank can change their mind and inflation. That's what leads me to what you can just say credit risk. That is the risk of maybe England. Imagine England Limited so entering there and also entering another set of debts, another set of mess. They will not be able to pay you that back money now. They'll not be able to pay you back that money. So there's also a credit risk. So you'd say, so you now say, but delayed payment and credit risk of England and of England Limited. Now the third one, which is reorganization, which is reorganization. So you'd say they're getting how much in total? They're getting
500.
52,500 in total. You know, say this is not even significantly higher. This is just higher. I wanted to say significantly for this other one, but I looked at it that if I say this is significantly, what is now this one? This is just higher, but this is significantly higher. So you know, this is significantly higher, but depend on Views Limited achieving the forecast profit. Achieving the forecast profit. Another problem is the shares are also risky now. Shares are also are also are also risk are also risky assets. Shares are also risky assets. So now you have done what you've done here is you've got everything that they will do out for them. So anyone that they now want, so you can now to play safe so that you don't pick an answer. Normally you can pick, say you advise them to go for, you can advise them. But me, because I'm an expert, what you now say is you now say decision. If the no, let's say if Scotland Bank is looking from the angle of best in terms of value, it would be financially wise to select reorganization, but if the bank wants minimal risk, so the bank wants minimal risk, liquidation is their best option. As simple as ABC. Now I'll take questions. So please, if you have any questions to ask me, you can signify. Please, do you have any question? Are you telling me you guys don't have any question?
Good evening, sir.
Sister, talk to me.
Yes, sir. So when you were saying something like my network was bad, so I had to leave the call and join. You said that whenever we have to compare something, when you were writing the summary, so you said whenever we have to compare, so I didn't hear what you said at that point, sir.
So whenever you have to compare, you would have to you have to choose one. Like whenever you give you two options here, say Kinecon, which one should they go for? So the first thing to do after you've gotten your two answers, just do the way I did it. First bring out the two answers first. If it's one that you can decide, maybe the higher or the lower, you can. This one I did. A student can say that you advise them to go for reorganization because it gives them higher value, you still get your mark. And that student can say you advise them to go for liquidation because it gives them immediate cash and it limits their risk. Is your own point of view. But what I always like my students to do is don't pick one. What me I always like my students to don't select one. Just tell them that if you are looking at it from this angle, choose this. If you are looking at it from this other angle, choose this as well. That is in this situation. It's not in MPV. In MPV, obviously, you always select higher. Anyone that gives you positive MPV, anyone that gives you negative, you accept, you reject. That one is different ball game. When a ball game like that, it could be on 2 or 3 different angles. It's always better not to be on one side. Because at the end of the day, it's not your decision to make. You are just basically advising. So it's still the bank that still decides. So at the end of the day, give them their options and then, okay, if you're looking at it from this angle, choose this. If you're looking at it from this angle, choose this. But whenever you're given 2 or 3 things to decide, please always state them like this and just do it this way I did it basically.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Did you have any other question, please? Any question? Any question? Please, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That also being said, I would have loved as much as possible to send you guys one more reconstruction question, but you can look at last diet's question, although that is a little, it's not, there's nothing there. It's just big for nothing question. Just big for nothing, honestly. So you can just look at it, lay your hands on it. If you are going to attend the revision, I already see that Apex started making plans on the revision, so I'm sure it will be introduced to you guys this week. So if you are going to be for the revision, I would still solve it in the revision, but you can lay your hands on it during this time, just for you to correct yourself and make mistakes, so that when I solve it, you see where your mistakes lie. And if I were you, because for me now, this marks the end of my of you hearing my voice for the diet. It means that I'm actually done for my SFM. This is my last topic. It means that I'm actually done for SFM for this exact diet. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. It means that I can say, okay, bye-bye, and we'll meet when your result comes out. I can say that. But anyways, this is our bus stop. This is where we come down, or this is where I come down, being your driver. This is where I come down from the diet. I can comfortably say that we have done a whole lot. And I can comfortably also say that I've tried as much as possible to fulfill my own part of the bargain. If somebody should remember the first thing I said the first time we met, what I said was, I will try everything in my power, everything possible in my power to make you pass. It's left for you to pass. This class that I announced late, it was not particularly indecision issue. I already knew I was, because I got home like say 5:30. Then I slept. I said, oh, I've not been sleeping very well these days. Let me just take a nap. It was in my sleep that I was dreaming about the class. I'm not joking, no. It was in my sleep. I'm like, oh, I have something to do. I have something to do. Inside sleep, that would I not cancel this class? But the sleep was sweeting me. I say, let me just give it 10 minutes. Let me give it another 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes. When I looked at it, I saw 7 that I'm like, no, I cannot give it another 10 minutes. I just had to stand up. When I came, you guys were hearing it in my voice. I said, well, let me just go and do it and move away from it. I wish I could show you guys something. I bought a new book for 1 or 2 topics for my ACCA. I never write my name for that book. That's how bad it is. For example, I want to write macho. I've not written my name. And me, I'm just a night person. So the night I'm supposed to be doing these things, majority of them I'm spending them in these classes. Because I just want to push you guys, allow you guys go for November. Then from November upward, I would face my business strictly. So just to tell you the sacrifices that have been made, not by only me, but by majority of your lecturers. If I even start, you guys will be surprised based on the things that we've done from our hand just to make these classes happen. Without you paying me 1 kobo, you are not paying me 1 naira. I always say that every time, every day. You are not paying me 1 dime. So for me to be here to be able to do those things for you, I expect you to do more. I expect you to do more. I told you guys that I skipped a class to be able to set these questions and this material yesterday, no, Monday, sorry. I had to skip a class for me to be able to do that. Tomorrow, which is my off day, that I'm supposed to be at home, just chilling, sleeping, I would still be working on your revision questions. What am I saying in essence? What I'm saying in essence is a lot of things have been put into this. You also need to put a whole lot to make this worth it. At the end of the day, you can only take a horse to the river. You know, you cannot put the horse mouth inside the water to drink by force by fire. So at the end of the day, it's still you that will decide if you really want to pass or you want to hear my voice again next diet. My voice is sweet and sexy. You can decide to be coming. You can decide to be coming every diet to listen to the voice. I really don't mind. I mind though, but then it's still your decision. You can always want to be fighting for link. See, before 100 people will join, let you join on time. You can always want to come and be doing that every diet. Or you can be like me that at the end of the day, I don't know if I've given you guys the gist of after I qualified, the diet after that I qualified. So I had a friend, she's still my friend anyways, Ella. Then I already qualified that diet. So I was just sleeping now. She just called me and she was like, Hola, hola, hola. It was in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Just call me, hola, hola, Pusin don't come out. In my head, I'm like, I'm lost. Putin be Pusin. Why is he coming out? You know those nominations, I'm like, wait, why is he coming out? Why is this girl calling me in the morning? That person is out. Believe me, please note that when I did my professional, my first attempt, I cleared 4 out of 5. Case study was the only one I failed. So I wrote it twice. So it's not something that I should even forget, at least not that early. But the fact that there was never that pressure there. See, I did waiting concern me. See, person is as make I go analyze and make I see waiting did. Not even get it on time. I should told the girl, okay, I will do it. So I now woke up. I was already even doing other things. I now entered WhatsApp and I was seeing it going around. Then it just clicked to my head that, oh, shoot. This is what this girl was talking about is out that I should go and analyze. And I open them like, oh, Baba God. Oh, wow. Something that you be yourself, you could expect them. You now turn to somebody that you don't even know what it is. It's not your business anymore. Even though because I'm teaching you guys, there are some of these topics that, even the fact that I'm teaching self, there are some of these topics that I've never opened before. Since they are qualified like this, I don't know what's happening in tax. And I don't even work in that line. So I do audit, it didn't concern me. Peace off. So like so what I'm just saying in essence is some of these things are things that you just need to pass. Once you are done with it, you move on. ICANN is like cult. Once you join, there is no going back. Oh. You need to finish it. So either you don't qualify this diet, you mumble, you rumble. Say, can you come? I can't feel you. Can you come? You will still come and write the next diet. Why not just die there? This diet. Stop watching ball. There's Champions League. Some of them don't they set TV. Just 2 weeks. Just 2-3 weeks of total focus, dedication. You have amazing lecturers that are willing to help you. Very willing to help you. Just try your best and leave the rest for God to handle. For SFM, I've mentioned it 1 million times. I promise to send you guys something, which is a theory breakdown. Okay, please somebody remind me immediately after the class. So I'll look for it and I'll send. Don't leave the theories behind. Do not ignore the theories. This is the advice that I always give my students every time and always end up coming well. Don't ignore those theories. I'm begging you. Your theories, your cost of capital. Cost of capital can make you pass and can make you fail. Because it is always embedded in one question and most likely will come out as a standalone question. Last diet was embedded in their number 1 question again and again. If not the only way if you do self be that at least 5, 6, 7, 10 marks done this settled. It also came out as a standalone question. So at all, you can get 15, 20 marks roughly from cost of capital. 15 out of 50, 35 to go now. If your theory is so certain that you've read your theory very well, at least 15, 20 can also come out from that. If 15 should come out of your theory, 15, that's 30 out of 50. 20 to go, just 20. Don't forget that it's just 2 questions, 2 question half that you've done. You still have 2 more to go. And you're looking for 15 marks. Sorry, 20 marks. So it's easy to pass. It's not rocket science. I've told you guys before, majority of you now that want to get this diet or this SFM diet, you are smarter than me than when I wrote my SFM. I'm not even joking. When I wrote my SFM, I was not waiting in my head. Like I always say, I did not have these quality lectures when I did mine. The lectures were good, yeah. There was no exam preparation. Yeah, it was exam preparation level. It was but yeah. So for me to have written and for me to have passed it, you can as well. So don't look at it that I've not read. Start now. Start bringing those questions. You all have my question bank. Majority of my question bank are ICANN questions and ACCA questions. Start picking them topic by topic. If it's cost of capital you want to read, I think I have quite a lot of questions on cost of capital. Start solving those questions one by one. Start solving them one by one. When you have solved number one, oh, this is the solution, correct yourself, move on. Number two, without you looking at it, once you've solved it, go back to the working. Okay. Then do that for almost all the topics. Then once you are done, you will know that yourself, you are well equipped than you thought. Don't let me see you again here next diet. And some of you, stop doing eye contact. I dey shout them. Stop doing eye contact. That you will carry Pathfinder like this. You will carry just Pathfinder is in your. I don't know how you guys will cram Pathfinder. Pathfinder is in your front like this. No biro, no calculator. You are just using eyes. You'll be doing eye gauging. Say, okay, this is what they did. Okay, they subtracted this thing. Okay, they now added it back. Okay, now give them this thing. Sharp. Correct. Then you close it. Say, you done Sabiam. We're done. Magnetic brain. It doesn't work like that. Some of you are on that table. It doesn't work like that. That's the first road to failure. Because believe me, that question that you looked at, close your book, carry biro and pencil. If you solve that question correctly, send it to me. I'll transfer 10,000 naira to you or more than. I'm very serious on this one. Look for a deep ICANN question. I gauge it. Question that you've never solved before. I contact it. Now close it. Carry pen. If you don't make any mistake at all, send it to me. I'll forward you money. Because the brain doesn't work like that. If you carry pen, I can bet I don't want to bet my property on it that you will make mistake. You would now. So that's why it's better that just solve it, make your mistake, correct it. Know that, okay, this is where you are making mistake. They said the word is enough for the wise. Okay, good job. I'm sure majority of you have started preparing, and I pray that the Lord will grant you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, retentive memory as well, grace to also, and strength to also read very well, and memory to remember all the things that you've read. And I pray the Lord is with you. I pray that all your hard work, comes out, and at the end of the day, is worth it. At the end of the day, it is worth it, because that's the cocoa. This is not bye-bye. We'll still see next week regardless when we start our revision. I think I should handle the first class on the first revision class. I think I should. So we'll still see on revision. Information about the revision would be passed in due time this week by the grace of God. Please try as much as possible to register for the revision. Try as much as possible to register for the revision so that we would solve deeper questions, and you would also brush your memory through a whole lot of things. All those things being said, I think that concludes my part. Only if you guys have something to tell me. So, Ms. Favor, I'm sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, Mr. La, thank you.
I'm still here.
Hello, sir.
Mr. La,
Can you hear
thank
me?
you.
Mr. I'm with you, but hold on, please. Let me talk to Ms. Favor.
Hello, please. Can you hear me, sir?
Ms. Favor, I can hear you.
Okay, so I was saying thank you very much for everything, and I just have one question.
Ask
So
me.
the question is, so I sort of solved a demerger question on the pilot question, but the way I solved the way I solved this, maybe the new issuing of new share was that I added it, but in this one that we did, I just want to confirm: is it because the company was like restructuring, so that's why the share like the shares reduced from 50,000 to 20,000?
Mm-mm.
Because hello, sir.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, yeah. So because in the
Let
one
me
I
explain.
solved, like based on how like the question was structured, I was able to know that okay, I'm supposed to add like the shareholders are supposed to receive an extra value of the new demerged company. So the reason
Mm,
why this one is reducing to like 20,000, is it because the thing because it's a like a restructuring thing also?
No, let me answer that question. First of all, is I would not say that. First, I would give you a round of applause that you heed to my advices by saying that don't streamline yourself to a particular question. Is the way the question is that you would answer it. Well done on that. But this new one that we solve, that shares did not reduce. So note, it did not
Okay.
reduce. They were existing shareholders now. They had 50 shares before. We just
Mm,
issued new 20,000 shares for them. But that 50,000 shares that they had before, we are just saying that okay, for everybody that has that has more than 2 shares in this company, we'll give them 5 now. That is, we are giving them 3 extra. So just like you just issuing new, it's not as if you reduced. We just give them 20,000. We just issue new 20,000 shares for them. But don't forget that that 50,000 shares that they had before is already on the ground minimum, because obviously they were making loss now.
okay.
They were obviously making loss, so we cannot add that now to the new shares
Okay.
of reconstruction, because everything we are calculating is based on after
After
reconstruction.
reconstruction.
Reconstruction. So the
All
20,000 is the
right,
new
sir.
shares of after reconstruction.
Okay, make absolute sense. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome. Mr. Rabi, talk to me. Rabi. Okay. Abang Esther.
Yes, sir.
I'm with you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you very much for all the efforts and all the kindness and teaching us without pay. Please, I want to ask, when I was downloading that pilot question for SFM, I noticed that all other subjects have part one and part two, but it's only SFM I'm seeing only pilot question one. Please, is it only pilot question one for SFM, or am
There are
I
two as well, ma'am.
downloading? Sorry.
There are two as well.
I did not see two. I saw only one when I tap on that link you sent to us.
Link. Not me. I don't think I sent
Okay,
any.
the link on the Apex SFM.
Try to check better. There are two there. I think I still used that link how many days ago. Okay, the link I used, I don't think it was pilot question I was looking for. I think it was past question. I don't know how many is there anyways, but yeah, there are two. There are
I've
two.
checked that link like 2, 3 times. I haven't checked this week. It's just SFM one. Just one pilot question that is a question of as in seven, call it one diet they put there. But for every other course, it's advanced tax,
Try to
AA.
just try to ask around among your colleagues, because
You say?
you try to ask around among your colleagues now. I don't want to promise I would send it and I wouldn't. But
Okay.
I have the two here, but like yeah, I don't want to say. But if I decide to later send materials, because like we agreed that you guys are going to go and start reading from this week in preparation for our revision class. So
Yeah.
if I decide to send the theory part I said I was going to send, I can as well send the pilot questions as well.
Please, sir, send it so that I can as well study the
No,
second part of the pilot question.
it's not me that I'm supposed to send it to. You're supposed to get it. But if I'm in a good mood, I would. You see that you're writing exam now, everything concern pilot question. but but try to look for it.
I bet you know say the better person. Please, make I just suffer for once go. I
No,
beg.
no,
Make I read all the readable. Make God do the rest. I beg.
no, I'll try. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll be expecting. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, yeah, you guys have case study. Mr. Adam. Oh, before I call this man, if I don't laugh. But Mr. Adams, I'm with you.
Olúwayé títí ni ó máa ṣe dúpẹ́. In fact, we can't appreciate you less anyway. In fact, as in, I'm feeling like losing something in me. As we are just talking, I'm feeling as if I'm losing something. How I wish I can. Well, ordinarily, you don't want it anyway. So we so much appreciate you. I cannot appreciate you less. I don't even know what to say. I'm in short of words. But I know that in the mind of every one of us, we all appreciate you. And I know that God Almighty will appreciate you the more. We can't appreciate you. There's nothing commensurate to what you have done for us. So we continue to, when we qualify, we continue to appreciate you, even knowing you better than this.
Thank
Grateful.
you.
And I among the ones that we always continue to appreciate you forever. Please, Ebawa, send the theory, build our strength around the theory part, because I won't lie to you. If I'm writing this diet and I want to say I want to build my strength on those calculation aspects, so I just pray God's wonders shall be done. So, Luaye of SFM, if I will so much appreciate you, God will continue to appreciate you for us. But we just continue to appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Eshe.
You're welcome, Mr. Adams. You're very welcome. And thank you for thank you for always making me laugh. This man. Thank you. Namdi, please talk to me. I think that's the last one I'll take. Last opinion or last Namdi, I can hear you. You're still muted. Namdi Rabiu, one person. I think the two of you are under and I need one of you to talk. Okay. So in the absence of neither, I would like to call it a night. Rabiu Sabu, Namdi Arinze, any one of you, any question, any opinion? Okay. So
But Oluwaye,
okay, sir.
Sir, I thought you are going to go. I was expecting you to give me that contract now. The contract of Maja.
Who do you want to mate with? I don't like where this is
Oluwaye,
going.
Baba. You know that I've already made you an Amaka now. So maybe you ask me to continue being the chairman of that contract.
I know that I don't like where this is going.
Oh, Gabi, sir.
I'm
on your good salo.
Mr. Maka, they don't give you updates now. Now, you know, I'm the price because I'm the only chartered accountant, like among the two of us. I'm the price. So DM me. Yeah. Mr. Maka, text me. I would think about replying you. When you become a chartered accountant, I can text you back. But for now, text me. I will think about replying you. Anyways, thank you. So I don't think we have any other person, any other question. So I think I can allow you guys go for your which one I get in a case study. I have 5 hands up and nobody's talking to me among all of them. But anyways,
Sorry, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sorry, my own is a request from the members. I lost my phone, so I lost almost all the materials. If anybody can like reshare on the group, I'll really appreciate.
The problem is the groups are locked. But yeah, that too. I'll look because I'm a good person. See if I can turn those things.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. If I can, no. Don't thank me yet until I send it. Anyways, let me allow you guys go for your case study so that you don't miss anything there. That's also as important as this. In the absence of no further question, I'll see you guys next week or when the revision starts. Enjoy the rest of your day. Read and prepare for that revision and chop. Chop, oh, I'm advising you chop before you come for that revision class. Eat a bar. Don't be eating noodles because it's a whole lot that will be happening. The hours will be elongated. You will be really, really, really in depth. So please share as much as possible. As well, there would also be an announcement but that would be after your exam anyways, for accounting software training. You can share as much as possible to also be part of it. I would be part of the trainers. I'll be the trainer, so if you still want to hear my voice, you can as well pay for that and also join that particular training as well. And as well, I'm also into accounting software deployment. We do training for organizations. We do accounting software deployment from QuickBooks to Sage to Zoho Books to Odoo ERP. So in case if your organization needs any, you can appreciate me by bringing that particular business to me as well. We can do business together. You guys know the way accountants do now. When you take contract out, you can take your percentage, mark it up. Anyone that you feel like works for you. So we can as well do business. In case your organization need deployment of accounting software, I'm your person. So all this being said, good night everyone. Enjoy your case study class and enjoy the rest of your week. Good night everyone.
Good night, Mr.
Good night,
Lashile.
sir.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night,
Thank
sir.
you very
Good night,
much.
sir.
God bless you, sir.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Very,
sir.
very
God
good,
bless
sir.
you.
Thank you,
Appreciate.
sir. God bless you.
Amen.
We
Amen.
really appreciate your effort, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Only God
Thank
that
you,
will
sir.
reward
God
you, sir.
bless
I
you.
will miss you.
Amen. Oh, I read you to go for your class.
Okay, thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Yes, Mr. Gabriel.